The patch 12.12 has brought a lot of new features. New map, new weapons, new gadgets, and it changed everything a bit with the flea market, but I think that the biggest change was Inertia. Some people absolutely love it, others, well, not so much, and felt like they got forced to wear ice skates as boots. But what we can all agree on is, with Inertia, the jiggle peek is dead. So now when you want to look into a room and you do that the old-fashioned way with an AD strafe, and yeah, oh boy. You're fully exposed and there are too many angles for you to react, so you're probably gonna die. And that's a pretty big issue this wipe. You can't just check around corners or take a sneaky peeky into a room unless, well, you're okay with getting a couple of bullets. And to address the couple of SWAT experts that I usually get in my comment section, slicing the pie doesn't work in a video game. Why? Simple, you have a character model in a video game. In real, the operator would try to keep his profile as low as possible so that you only see a fraction of his body until it's too late. But in video games you can't just tuck your elbow in and whatever, you have a fixed model, so your opponent is gonna see your shoulder, your head, your elbow before you're able to see him, and that will lead to your death. Let's look at this example. You're dead. Or this one. You're dead. And you can't even shoot at me right now. You have to lean in even more to be able to fire a gun. And when you think that the reaction time that I'm showing here is overblown, no, that's my reaction test right here. It's a cool website, I'm gonna link it in the description down below. But there are way better people than me. And you will meet those people in game and they will absolutely kill you should you try those slice the pie techniques. But there is a solution. There is a mechanic that allows you to peek very quickly and kind of brings back the old jiggle peek. And it allows you to gather information or to even pre-fire the guy. And all of that without showing too much of our body. I mean, check out his POV. He only sees a quick hello there and a second later he's dead. And that was a left peek. Check out the right peek. So how does it work and how can we do that? Now for that we need to take a look at Rainbow Six Siege because that's where this is coming from. Now in Rainbow I'm calling it the shaiko lean just because the first time I saw it, it was shaiko doing it in the ESL. That is me doing it. I'm gonna show you shaiko later, don't worry. But just to show you the idea, the peek has two phases. First one is gather information, and in the second one we try to kill. And in both peeks we try to show as little of our own body as possible and peek as quickly as possible. Now that shaiko doing it, well, there's a reason he's one of the best players on Earth. So now what's the concept? What's the idea behind this peek? So first off, you initialize the lean before you even peek. So press Q, just like in EFT. Then with A, we strafe to the left, expose ourselves and take a look into the doorway. And now because the defender usually has an advantage because his crosshair placement is already set, we don't want to challenge him right here. So we press D and E to get straight behind cover again. And once behind cover, our brain has time to process what we just saw. And then you repeat the process. So lean and look left, and then straight back right, lean right. And then reset the lean to the left, and you're back at the starting position. So peek, right back to cover, reset. Peek, cover, reset. And once you start to do the reset more fluently, it starts to look like the shaiko lean that I've shown you at the beginning. And this lets you peek very quickly without exposing yourself, gather information, shoot your target, whatever you need to. Now don't worry, you don't need to be able to do this, but it's important to understand where it's coming from and how it works and what's the idea behind. And now let's have a look in EFT. Now we can't do the exact same thing in Tarkov, but pretty similar. We can do a step and a lean together with a counter action to gather information. And this split second is enough for your brain to gather the information that you need, because with someone peeking, it usually breaks a pattern. For example, at a wall, and your brain is able to process that in milliseconds. And our opponent is not gonna see our body except for the split second in which we peek. At the second time, so after we gathered the information that we needed, we do the exact same thing, but this time while aiming down sight, pre-fire and kill the guy. Same goes for the next corner. We do the exact same thing. We gather information, we peek, then we aim down sight, pre-fire and kill the guy. So how do we actually do it? Now with Inertia, AD strafing is pretty bad. But for some reason, when you move with taps, so tap A to one step, tap A to one step, you get way less influenced by Inertia. I don't know why, it's just the way it is currently. So when you tap A and D and do kind of step-by-step movement, you won't get as much Inertia. And once you really get that pattern and you get that rhythm, you can peek corners without completely flying out of cover. So we move to the corner, to one step towards the open, to a lean, and when we do a lean, we almost immediately press D to get back behind cover. So again, step towards the open, lean, back to cover. Step out, lean, back to cover. And that's what you have to practice. Because the timing has to be perfect. If you mess up, Inertia is gonna kick in and you completely fly out of cover. So when you don't tap, you get the ice gates and you will completely expose yourself. So really try to nail the timing. Step by step, tap by tap. So really tap on A, Q, D. Tap on A, Q, D. Tap on A, Q, D. And for the right side, of course, the exact same opposite. And this technique saved my ass more than one time. Because it allows you to quickly peek around the corner and see, oh shit, there's somebody. So this really gives you a tool to kind of peek into corners without getting killed every single time by somebody holding an angle. Because in Tarkov, the only way to gather information is, well, to put your head in danger and see for yourself. We don't have drones like in Rainbow Six Siege. In Tarkov, you really need a tool like this one to at least gather information around the corner. So now the opposite side. What happens when somebody is, well, doing that and you're holding the corner? When you see somebody doing that peek, you need to pre-fire and move. You need to change your position immediately. Just change something, because his crosshair placement is now on your head and the next peek is gonna be head eyes for you. So really change your position, and I would recommend that you pre-fire all the time while doing this, that just in case, if he peeks again, he will get hit immediately. The worst thing you can do is just stay there and hold the angle. You're not able to react fast enough, believe me. You have to change your position. It's the same with the strafe that we had before. People that were staying still got killed. Of course, you need to change your position unless you are the aggressor, because the aggressor is usually the one pre-firing. So I really hope this gives you a tool to kind of be more aggressive in Tarkov again with 12-12, but also an understanding for the people holding a corner what to do if you encounter a peek like this. Then don't forget to thumbs up, it really helps the channel. Subscribe for more. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.